We're going to look at a couple of these two here. Let's keep in mind it's very easy for us to get kind of excited about, oh yeah, this is where we multiply. So this is y to the 12th, and this is x to the negative 6. And I've seen on the last quiz here, some of you cancel a negative 6 with a positive 6 on the bottom. We'll make sure we address that. But when you get to that multiplying thing, we have a tendency to want to multiply this. But it's not. It's 2 to the third power, which is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. So we've got an 8 on top, and nothing really happened on the bottom yet. Okay, the 8 and the 4 reduce to become 2 over 1. Okay, and there are negatives involved. So this thing here, I need to move that guy downstairs here, and that's going to become an x to the positive 6. Some of you are doing a little bit too much. You're anticipating what's going to happen, and then you're reducing it incorrectly. I've seen a lot of you are still moving this up top, and that is perfectly acceptable. But one thing you can kind of keep in mind, if you have negatives on top and bottom, if you only move the big one, look what happens when I combine an x to the 6 and x to the negative 2nd. It becomes x to the 4th. Okay? And that x to the 4th is going to remain here on the bottom. When you only have one negative, then it's best to go ahead and move that negative so that you can get this visual of this is a y to the 5th power. I would see a lot of you say, oh, 12 minus 5 is 7, which is true, but it's not what you want to do in this case. Okay? Move it up so that it's a positive 5 now. So let's assess what we have here. I've got a 2 that's left on top. Okay? The x moved down, but I got a lot of y stuff. So this is a y to the 17th. And the only thing left on the bottom, there's the 1. The 8 over 4 became a 1 on the bottom. But now I have this x to the 6 and an x to the negative 2nd. Together, those give me x to the 4th. Okay, 6 minus 2. By that same token, you've got plenty of stuff here that can be done. And I would say let's because there's no coefficient. I mean, I guess there's an argument that could be made. Let's take this whole thing and move it down. So I guess let's do that. This is x squared, y to the negative 3rd, and then it's squared. And the only thing left on top is going to be a 1 because really everything got moved. Now we have some negatives, so stuff's going to go back up, but let's take a look and see what we have. This 2 cubed becomes an 8. This x to the negative 3rd cubed becomes an x to the negative 9, and then y to the 3rd. And then when you square all these, you've got an x to the 4th and a y to the negative 6. That's your denominator. Pending. I would combine these first and then decide which gets moved. Okay? So your denominator is still going to be an 8. It's going to be an x to the negative 5th. You have a negative 9, a positive 4, and a y to the negative 3rd. Okay? These are the things that move. The 8s should stay put. Okay? You move these guys up, it becomes an x to the 5th, y to the 3rd, all over 8.